George and Amal Clooney were once the epitome of elegance, intelligence, and star-studded love. From the moment the world saw them together, it felt like a fairy tale. A Hollywood heartthrob and a world-renowned human rights lawyer, how could it possibly go wrong? The couple seemed unshakable, consistently presenting a united front whether at red carpet events or global summits. Amal, with her poise and grace, seemed to complement George's charm and charisma perfectly. Their love story was not just admired but idealized. Fans around the globe followed every appearance, every quote, every photo, believing that theirs was a bond destined to last forever. But something changed behind the scenes. However, the glamour and smiles may have been hiding deeper cracks. In recent months, rumors started circulating that Amal had moved out of the couple's luxurious Lake Como estate. Speculations ran wild, everything from disagreements about raising their twins to George's return to acting, to Amal's exhausting international advocacy work. Initially, both remained tight-lipped, letting the public imagination run with theories. Yet it was Amal's sudden disappearance from the spotlight and her absence from George's recent film premieres that truly caught fans off guard. After weeks of silence and growing concern among his followers, George finally broke his silence. During a charity event in Los Angeles, a reporter managed to ask the question everyone had on their minds: is it true Amal left you? The atmosphere shifted. George, who had been smiling and shaking hands, paused. Then, in a moment of rare vulnerability, he opened up, not with denial, but with something much more powerful: honesty. Sometimes love isn't enough, George gets real. In front of flashing cameras and hushed whispers, George shared what many were not expecting. Amal is the love of my life. That hasn't changed. But sometimes, even love isn't enough to carry two people through all the storms life throws at them, he said, his voice tinged with sadness. He admitted that their careers had taken them in very different directions, and while they tried to make it work, the emotional distance grew too great. We weren't fighting. There was no betrayal. Just two people who couldn't find enough time to be together anymore. Fans were stunned. In a world full of dramatic breakups and blame games, George's calm and heartfelt explanation felt all too real, and incredibly rare. He didn't lash out or point fingers. Instead, he praised Amal's strength, intelligence, and commitment to justice. She's out there changing the world. And I'll always admire her for that, he added. What made George's confession even more touching was how he spoke about his children. The couple shares twins, Alexander and Ella, and George made it clear that they remain his top priority. We've agreed to raise them together, peacefully, with love and support. They will always come first, he revealed. He also admitted to spending more time at home lately, saying, I've taken a step back from big projects. I just want to be present. This glimpse into George's inner world revealed a man grappling not with anger, but with acceptance, a man who never stopped loving, even if love looked different now. Despite the genuine love between them, sources close to the Clooneys revealed that the tension had been brewing for over a year. Amal's passion for justice has her frequently traveling to war-torn regions, addressing the United Nations, and managing high-profile cases. Meanwhile, George began ramping up his film work again, directing and producing several projects, often on location for weeks or months. The physical separation inevitably became emotional separation. They were like ships passing in the night, a close family friend shared. They respected each other deeply but couldn't find the time or rhythm to reconnect. Another source claimed that Amal had been pushing for a more stable lifestyle for the sake of their children, while George remained devoted to his Hollywood commitments. The tension wasn't about who was right or wrong, it was about two visions of life that no longer aligned. Fans were quick to react to George's candid confession. Social media lit up with messages of support, admiration, and heartbreak. Many praised him for his maturity and vulnerability. George Clooney just proved that being a gentleman means owning your truth without throwing anyone under the bus, one fan tweeted. While George didn't directly rule out the possibility of a reunion, his tone was more reflective than hopeful. Life is unpredictable, he said. I'll always root for Amal, whether we're together or apart. This single quote has left fans hanging onto a thread of hope, believing that perhaps, one day, the stars might realign for Hollywood's golden couple. After all, if two people can still speak so highly of one another despite parting ways, is there not still a flicker of love left unextinguished? This story reminds us all that even the most glamorous relationships face real challenges. George Clooney's powerful words offered not just clarity, but a reminder of how love, respect, and heartbreak often live side by side. If you made it this far, you're clearly as captivated by this story as we are. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications, because we'll be following every development in this ongoing story.